Hello, Leo. Welcome to your September Soul session. I am Marlo. If you are new, and if you are family, okay, welcome back, my friend. If you're not familiar with what my soul sessions are, they are your spirituality as well as personal development readings, in which we look at the energies that you guys, okay, that's way too many cards, that you guys may encounter for this given month for the sole purpose, okay, of giving you clarity, insight, and guidance, my friend. Let me move these so you guys can see them a little bit. Y'all let me know in the comments if you dig the fact you can see the cards and stuff now, because I went back to the old school, how we used to do this when we were Shidu Tarot and whatnot or whatever. But anywho, let's go ahead and jump into you guys' cards. The first card that you guys have coming out of August and into September is the Six of Cups. Okay, we'll take those. Is the Six of Cups. Then we have the Judgment card, and then we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So what it is looking like, Leo, coming out of August and into September, there's a bit of nostalgia. There's a bit of reconnecting with family members. The thing I would feel specifically with this would be parental figures. And so, I mean, this could be a myriad of different ways, whether this is someone that you know from way back when. Why am I noticing this guy in this card that I've never noticed before? It's like a guard. That's fascinating. Never noticed him off there in the corner. But anywho, this can more or less be parental figures, or it could be people from your past, whether it's like, friends you went to high school with. It can be siblings, a myriad of different things, but I feel it's kind of reconnecting with these people caused a sense of nostalgia, if you will. So I feel that there's kind of a battle going on between the two of you. There's a battle going on between these two different energies with this Judgment card coming up here. So it's more or less end of August going into the beginning of September. There was some sort of reconnection or maybe time that you spent with people from your past, whether it's parents, friends, family members, siblings, what have you, and spending that time with them. So what this kind of gives me like an inference of is that prior to this reconnection that occurred at the ending of August, beginning of September, you guys had your mind set on a particular path in life or trajectory, right? But this particular connection, reconnection, or chance connection with this person, people, is kind of making you reconsider the path that you were on before. So if I were to put that in narrative format, say hypothetically, and I'll say this two different ways just to kind of help it resonate with two different groups of people. It could be that, say, particularly you lived in a particular town, right? And say that you were like, screw this town, like this is a small little country town, I hate it here, right? I'm gonna move to, this other city, right? Because there's nothing here for me. And you end up going to have dinner at your parents' house or something like that. And you have probably like the best time you've ever had with your family. And now you're like reconsidering, right? Because it's like, wow, I've never connected with them like this. It seems like we're kind of on the same page. So there's like a sense of reluctance now with something you felt confident in. Or it could be that, and this is going to be kind of extreme as this example, this hypothetical example. It's like, oh, screw that. I don't want to be married. I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be with anyone. I'm just going to focus on my career and like take this job in like Dubai or something, right? And then you end up running into like your high school sweetheart, and your high school sweetheart is like single, and you guys spend some time together. And now it's like you wanted to go on this solitary path, and now you're starting to reconsider it, right? Now, with this Judgment card coming up, it's more or less saying that this spiritual call, if you will, because I feel whatever it is that you guys were considering, the seed that inspired that was an unction in your spirit to go in a different direction, right? To go in a different path, right? I don't feel, and this is just so far, this isn't really so much saying that the initial path you were going on before this particular situation is right or wrong. It's just saying that it's you having an unction to go in a different path. But with this judgment card, it's saying that spirit is calling you guys to a higher state of being. So it's saying that there's a change that needs to be made, right? That there needs to be a different path that one takes, but it's not really specifying, right, what that particular path is. So that's meaning if we look at my two hypothetical examples, Leo initially, the end of August going into September, was like, I need to do something new. That's the unction, right? And you made it tangible by making a decision that you were going to go into. This particular thing that ends up popping up is something that offers an alternative path, right? But the only thing Spirit is saying is that whatever path you were on prior to this particular unction in this happenstance connection or meeting that, invoked a little nostalgia, it doesn't really matter which one of those paths that you choose. And that's me saying this now before I turn over the rest of these cards. It doesn't matter which one of those particular paths that you choose, because they're both indicative of change, right? So it really would go back to what your heart's desire is. Like, what is it that like which path is going to make your heart sing with joy or brings light to your soul, if you will, whether that was the initial path that you had the unction towards, or it's this particular instance with someone or people from your past or family lineage that kind of, made you kind of rethink the situation. So whatever the case, the only thing Spirit is asking you to do is to go in the direction of the path different than the one you were on before, but it's not specifying which one of these two new paths to go on. I hope that makes sense. So with this Ace of Swords in the reverse, this is speaking to this kind of mental block that you guys are in of choosing between these two paths and not really knowing what's the next step from here. But the thing that I say from that, if we were to kind of piggyback off of the Eight of Swords here, for those of you who don't know, if you think about the Eight of Swords, the way out of that situation is through the emotional space or through the heart space. So it's kind of assessing and reassessing something in a mental sense to where you can't really see one thing from the other, right? And the way to clear that doubt or that proverbial mental bondage is through I cannot talk. It's Mercury retrograde. Don't judge me. Is by following your emotional space. Now, the next card that we have, look at that, is the Four of Cups. That's not dead on. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, this card, I want to clarify this. This is kind of reminding me, because I feel this like a bunch of different ways whenever I feel way too many things with one card. I like to clarify, but this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, this can go two ways, and this is just what I'm picking up intuitively, even though I'm going to clarify it. On one side, I feel that this could be a female figure in your life, right? Like a mom, right? Big sister, somebody that you look up to that can be kind of going against this heartfelt type of thing. So say if you were, if we go back to the example of the person who wanted to go to Dubai for this job, right? This would be someone in your life while you guys are in this kind of stuck phase, because with the Four of Cups, of course, it's speaking to being stuck between one's past, which would be that old path that we talked about, that Spirit wants you guys to deviate away from, and trying to figure out which one of these is reflective of the happiness of your future, right? Now, if I were to give some more insights into this to kind of help you guys pick a path, this would be making sure that whatever path you guys choose is not reactionary, right? Meaning that if somebody pissed you off in your town or something, they cut you off in traffic and you're like, I freaking hate it here, hate this place, hate these people, and I'm moving to Dubai because this person cut me off in traffic type of deal. I know that sounds crazy, but hopefully you feel what I'm saying. But it's kind of like using it as a defense mechanism. So the only reason why one would be moving to this other path or choosing to deviate from the path is in reaction to something that someone or some people did, right? And it's like, I'm just going to cut myself off entirely. That's really the decision that one would be making, right? And when you go even deeper than that, it would go into what I was saying of what's truly your heart's desire. So if we go back to the other example, which was like the person who's like, screw that, I'm staying single forever and focusing on my career, da 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 da. It's like this particular hypothetical, high school sweetheart that you ran into. It's like, do you really truly love this person, care about this person? Are they the one that got away? Like, did you, talk to them and see how you've changed? Are you guys connected? Is reconnecting with this person making you reconsider like being single? Like, is this someone that you would want to not be single for? Is that something that would truly be a heart's desire for you? So more or less coming into the middle of the month, I feel my Leos are going to be kind of in this mental bondage and not really knowing which way to go, right? But the thing is you want to take time and really think about what's going to make you happy. Now, like I said, with this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, what I feel for this is, on one side, this could be Leos. And I think this came up, I can't remember if it was Sagittarius or Aquarius, but this would be one of those things where you're electing to choose money over heart's desire, right? So if this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is representing my Leos, then it would be you kind of snuffing out your own happiness or what it is that you truly desire, because you're thinking, oh, I should choose money, right? Now I can't remember what sign that was. If any of you know who that was, please comment below, because I feel like whoever sign that was, that reading would be very helpful for you guys, because I went into that in depth of talking about choosing money over one's true desire. I don't think that was Sagittarius. It might have been Aquarius, but it's pretty much like the battle that this particular sign had is that gosh, it was the last sign that I did. Who did I do before Leo? Was it Cancer? It might have been Cancer too. But I was saying pretty much the main issue that it was Cancer. So if y'all are cuspers, then by all means, please watch Cancer, right? So, and even if it's not in your chart, just watch that, daddy. But I was talking about with them how there's this battle where because they had the Page of Pentacles in the reverse here, and the Page of the Page of Wands in the reverse and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse here. And the vibe I was feeling is the thing that they kept getting in this cycle with was because they would get frantic about something, think about responsibilities and needs, and they would always choose money over their true desires and passions. And if this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is representing my Leo people, it would be saying a similar thing. It's like, don't just focus on the money, right? Or superficial kind of stuff. It's like, this is the time where this transition is supposed to happen for you guys to embrace your true heart's desires and what it is that would really make you happy this time, right? And I feel the reason why this Six of Cups popped up was to remind you of a time once upon a time, like before you were marred by life, before you got frustrated with people, before you got cheated on, before you got fired, whatever the case, to remind you of a time in your life when you were bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, full of wonder. You believed that anything was possible. You know what I'm saying? Like that childhood wonder that we tend to lose by being marred by life, right? So that's really the call that Spirit is asking you. So that's the reason why the two paths that you guys have to choose from, whether it was the one before this experience happened at the end of August, beginning of September, whether it was that, or it was what happened after the fact, you know what I'm saying? Like this person or people kind of popping up, or this experience that you had, the whole solution of what path to take that breaks you out of this stagnation or this mental bondage, if you will, is listening to your heart, like I said, what the Eight of Swords represents. But let's go ahead and clarify this Queen of Pentacles, because on the other side, this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse could be a person that's speaking against. So say if you're kind of feeling, maybe I should see where this goes with this person, right? Or maybe I should stay and, spend time with my parents or my family, my siblings, whatever the case. This could be a person outside of you, like an earth sign person, which is Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, that could be speaking against this feeling that's representing your true heart's desire. Whoa. Woo, child. We have the Prison card. I like that I can show you guys cards now. we have the prison card. So this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, Leo, is representing you guys. So, I mean, for some of you, of course, this could be a person outside of you that's speaking against it. But with this prison card coming out to clarify it, that's saying to me, we're speaking again to this mental prison, like I was saying with that Eight of Swords kind of energy I'm picking up on. So the solution to you guys' issue is to listen to your heart. What is it, that nostalgic feeling that you felt that you miss, right? Like with this Three of Cups would represent for our dude in the Four of Cups, right? Spirit is giving you guys an opportunity of emotional fulfillment, right? But it's all of a question of, what does your happiness look like? Is your happiness in the proverbial Dubai, right? Or is your happiness, in your hometown, spending more time with your family, your nieces and nephews, things of the sort? Is your happiness with that proverbial high school sweetheart? You know what I'm saying? It's all about not falling into an external thing or a bitterness or trying to prove a point to anyone, right? It's all about following your heart. So the whole reason why one is in this particular mental prison is all because one is denying what their heart is feeling. And again, if we were to just go simply with body language here, because we're really a mental health channel, right? If we were to go just with body language here, when a person has their arms folded, that means that they're closed off. If we were to get metaphysical with it, when we cross our arms, what are we crossing over? We're crossing over our heart. So we're crossing over our vulnerability. So the reason why one would be in this mental prison is because we're closing off the heart space, that of which is the seat of the soul, or the heart chakra. It's where spirit speaks. It's where, we're mixing in our lower human chakras with our higher chakras. You know what I'm saying? So it's closing off from spirit. So it's an inability to even see that this cup is an option, or to know what the next step is, because we're not listening to our heart space. And with the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, focusing too much on the external world. So the whole key here for my Leos is getting back to your heart space. So let's see what else we have. Okay, there it is. Next card, ooh, child, we have Justice in the reverse. That is Libra energy. So here's the thing. I've been saying this all month with a lot of other signs, with the Justice card. Is I look at it, of course, it's reward and punishment, but the way that it's been showing up for a lot of readings is the end justifying the means, right? And I feel with this being in the reverse for you guys in particular, the end is not justifying the means, right? So the consequences that one is facing to get to this particular end goal is not worth it. It's not fulfilling. It's not giving you what it is that you really want. So any sense of being stuck in your mind or feeling stagnant, not knowing how to move forward, you guys are also falling into the big umbrella of the collective, because I've already told everyone September is pretty much a throwaway month. Not throwaway entirely, but especially since we're going into Mercury retrograde on the 26th of this month in Libra. BTW, my friend, I'm just saying, until like I think the 18th of October. The thing I think that's important for my Leos, like you guys, little, proverbial prison that everyone is in, the main thing you guys are focused on. And I even think about it, like you think about lions and they talk about like the heart of like the lion and all this stuff. I feel with Leos, you guys sign specifically, you're supposed to be coming from your heart space. Like everything it is that you do, what you're passionate about, what you fight for, all of that should be coming from a place of your heart, like your truest, purest desires. So any blocks you guys are feeling this month, you don't want to fall into resistance, because it's not something that you guys are being blocked that you're necessarily supposed to fight against. It's almost like a pause where spirit wants you to kind of look back and reconsider what it is that you got going on here. And it's like, hey, we've been operating in a lot of mental energy. We've been thinking about, proving points to people, or, being resistant. Like, I don't need y'all, like bump relationships altogether, bump this job, bump this town, and this whole month where there's blocks, whether that's mentally or that's physically with your life path. The reason why these are existing here is because spirit is giving you guys an opportunity to balance the scales for yourself. And how these scales are balanced is by you guys looking at what it is you truly want with this Six of Cups. So in the beginning of the month, or the end of the last month, you guys had something that happened that gave you an inspiration that spoke to your heart space, right? Even if you had your mindset on something else entirely different. The reason why this particular thing popped up for you guys in the beginning of the month was to provoke that heart space. So the thing you guys are wanting to focus on is, what is this particular thing that inspired you, that made you feel warm and fuzzies, right? That you enjoyed, right? And whether it's that or it's the initial path, choose what it is that speaks to your particular heart, what it is that you truly desire wholeheartedly, what you really, really want, right? And that's going to be the path for you, because spirit is in support of either one of those paths if they are in alignment with you. So this is one of those situations where spirit wants what you want. So whatever it is that you want, and it's going to take some self-honesty to make sure that you're not being reactionary, like I said, of saying like, oh, I'm mad at them, I'm going to prove them wrong type of deal. It's like, what do you really truly want? And if you take ownership of that this month, my wonderful Leo people, you will balance the scales for yourself. And once Mercury goes direct in October, then you guys are going to be headed in the direction that is ordained for you, my friends. So I'm going to pick you guys an oracle card because I love your faces. And then we're going to go over to do you guys extended. Oh my goodness, my cards are like flying as I'm shuffling. So let's see, move, go back. What additional guidance can we give to our Leos for September? Whoa. Oh, we got two cards. First card says shower of abundance. To heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you'll allow. Look at that, my Leos. Next, we have trustworthy guidance. You've received a wonderful idea. I'm just saying. You've received a wonderful idea as an answer to your prayers. This idea is real and trustworthy. You can safely move forward with it, knowing that we are with you every step of the way. Ask for and be open to receiving our support for anything that you need related to this idea. Oh my goodness. And that even makes me, the shower of abundance makes me think about this Queen of Pentacles child. Because this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse could very well be financial troubles, a desire to move forward and not knowing how to move forward because you don't have the money, and feeling like you can't right your wrongs or get things back in accord because you don't have the financial resources. And that really would be speaking to a need to trust spirit and have faith in your particular situation. So whatever it is that you guys are desiring, it is an alignment. It is time for you guys to pursue this particular thing, but don't allow the external world, right? Like to tell you what it is that's possible. Like spirit, I always say this too, that spirit always pays for what spirit orders. So spirit is not going to lead you to do something and not give you the tools or the resources, the know-how, the people, the manpower in order to execute it. So this really would be speaking to like boiling this down bare bones, a need to really trust and have faith that spirit isn't going to lead you astray. If spirit put the idea in your mind or the desire in your heart, that's a statement in an insurance policy that what it is that you're desiring is decreed and declared to happen. But there's a need to trust. And the reason why things aren't moving forward, if we were to put it into the context of astrologically, it's because we're going into the retrograde and now is not the time to start new things, you know? So this is really about still getting down to the bare bones of your true heart's desires in what your true beliefs are, holding on to that, even if you don't have an example of it in the external world, and almost like living through this block, Leo, from your heart space. And that's something I can say from my own personal life that I do. There's several challenges that I've faced in my life and everything. And one of them, if I could give you a little quick story about myself, one of them in particular was me flunking out of college when I was a youngin', right? And going back to college as a single mother and working a full-time job. and all and like taking 18 to like 21 hours every semester while I'm working full time, and all of my professors telling me that it can't be done and that I was committing academic, I can't say that word on YouTube, but it's an S word. It's a figure of speech, but you know, I don't know what rhymes with it, but it's an S word, academic S word that means, ending things, hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But I had professors saying that that's what I was doing, because they said there's no possible way that I can work 40 hours a week and be a single parent and take all of these hours in school. And Spirit is who led me to go back to college. Long story short, I literally made a wager with Spirit, and I was like, okay, if this happens, then I'll go back to college. Ha ha ha. That particular thing happened, and I was like, damn, I got to go back. Right. So it's because I knew Spirit led me to go back, is why I was trusting in the process. Even though people were telling me what I was doing was insane and was crazy and I couldn't do it. Like, fast forwarding, I graduated with my bachelor's degree because when I went back to school, I flunked out. So I had 0 college credits when I went back to school. But I graduated in 3 years. I had a 4-year degree that I was going for in psychology and sociology. I finished that 4-year degree in 3 years, and I graduated with academic honors because I had like 3.9 GPA while I was working 40 hours a week as a single parent. You know what I'm saying? And I know that that is because that's something that Spirit led me to do, and Spirit always pays for what Spirit orders. So I say the same thing for you guys. If you're in a situation where there's people in your life that are telling you it's not possible, it can't happen, but you know without the shadow of a doubt, this is something that you want, this is something that you know that Spirit led you to do, you have to throw caution to the wind and have faith and trust. Going through that process, I never considered that anyone in my family was right when they even told me, because I had family members who were telling me that it wouldn't work. But I never considered those because I was like, I know what God said. So it doesn't matter what humans say because God said this. And that trumps family members, friends, professors, all of that. And I'm a testament to the truth of that. So if you can garner anything from my story, it's for you guys to stay the course, to follow your heart, follow your idea, whatever Spirit is leading you to do, trust the process and go through it, and you're going to be successful. So I love your face, Leo. That has been your September soul session. I'm going over to my network, Patreon, YouTube, Vimeo, all the places that I'm at that no one knew that I was still at to do you guys extended. And if you've been watching the other readings, you've heard I'm doing them different. I'm going week by week to give you guys some insights into the energies that are happening for you guys each week. And those of you who are Couture Network members, I've been saying you can pair the week by week and these extendeds to our weekly soul session that we do over on the network. So keep that in mind. But if not, I still love your face. And I will see you guys sooner than later, my Leo friends. Roar, 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 roar. Only Leos are going to know what that means. Love your face.